Hey YouTube, I'm Mikey Nyce. This is cameraman.
Yep, yeah.
And we are HeadRoom. And we have our guests here, Steven Spliff and Ra, and this is part 2.
How you doing? Part 2.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it is.
So I was saying that my friend had smoked this DMT, and he said that he was talking to 2 different aliens, a gray and a white or something like that, and a gray and a green. I gotta get him on to make him talk about it. Okay. But he said that the 2 aliens were communicating with each other telepathically, and he was able to understand them, and they were able to understand him, but he wasn't saying nothing. And the 2 aliens were saying to each other that he doesn't have the capacity to understand them. And the one alien looked at the other alien and went, "No, look," and it reached into his head, it pulled out a section of his brain, and it said to the other one, "See, he can totally understand. He understands us right now."
Like he had the
and they said, "Do you understand us?" And he went, and they put it back in his head. Now, I don't know what kind of enlightening, and this wasn't the only time he's tried this, and I would like to try it, because they say each time you try it, you continue from where you left off.
Oh, wow.
So now I don't know
would anybody else
how dimensions work.
I can beat the spotter.
I don't think I'd try. Would you tell
I
us what happens
babysit.
when you see it? When you
Yeah,
come back?
I would do it just to tell you what happens.
Yeah, we can make a movie out of it. If you
I
just
would
keep
film
going.
it. I would,
if you just keep going.
I'd make a project out of it.
I mean, I would.
Or what if that's
I
like
don't know
snitching?
what kind of effects it has on your brain, though.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people would believe it. But this is not just a new phenomenon. This is like the DMT is found a lot in ayahuasca, which they have a lot of ceremonies around the world about drinking ayahuasca.
Tripping out, tripping balls.
Yeah, well, you're DMTing, talking to aliens, dude.
Just chilling.
Just understanding how the universe
They
works.
say it's like a reset almost. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man.
Like you don't want to smoke, you don't want to do anything.
I don't know.
You just want to
Just chill.
just understand the universe and vibe with aliens.
vibe.
But do you think that they're like flying around spaceships, like, you know, motherships and all of that? Star portals? What do they call them?
Stargates.
No, not black hole. Stargates.
Stargates.
Where they can travel into different dimensions and shit. Like they said, I've seen videos where they tell you that the sun is a stargate.
Yeah.
Really? So
I believe that.
You could go to different dimensions through the sun.
Damn, but it's just like.
Don't y'all go trying to like travel to the sun. Don't do it.
I'm gonna try not to.
Okay.
Yeah, well.
I don't think we're
shy away
advanced
from
enough. I don't know.
No, I don't think we are.
See, but that's the thing. If we didn't advance, if we didn't evolve naturally, then we shouldn't be smart enough to do that yet. We shouldn't be capable of doing that yet.
Right.
So we shouldn't be able to. I mean, but maybe it all starts as a concept.
I mean, just look at how much we've advanced in such a short amount of time. That had to have come from somewhere. We have to get that, you know, technology from
something.
From something.
No, I don't know if you guys ever saw it, but like inside the pyramids, there are hieroglyphics of like pictures of like fucking helicopters. Like stuff like
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that. I've seen stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've also seen in Abydos, I think it's called.
Abydos, yeah.
There's what we call the tree of life. You know, that kind of circle inside of a circle inside of a circle thing.
Yeah.
That's etched there, like somehow etched in the stone.
That's like
And that is old. It's so old that it's underneath the water level there. Like half of it is underwater. And they're saying that they dug down. Egyptologists say they dug down. Well, I don't know if they did or they didn't. But I know for a fact that that same sort of circle is on like the Forbidden City in China, underneath the lion's paw or the dog's paw, whatever it is, the dragon, whatever it is. I don't know.
There's supposedly a buried pyramid in China as well.
It's supposed to be a map of Earth.
A pool of mercury.
With all the oceans and mercury.
Yeah.
It's so toxic that you can't go in there. That's what they say. They had all those terracotta warriors.
So much we don't know.
Why, do you believe in dragons? Dragons are all over.
I don't believe in dragons.
I feel like there used to be like those big, the ones you see in Game of Thrones. I feel like they used to, you know, there's pterodactyls, there could be dragons.
Why couldn't there be dragons, right?
Yeah.
But the dragon it's symbolic now, like, because it means there's so much. Like, there's a mound in the United States. They say that the ancient Indians that lived here, called them Indians, whatever, the native people that lived here, made this hill that looks like a serpent or a dragon or a snake or something like that. Serpents and dragons.
Yeah, I saw that.
Flying serpents are universal, right? Think about the symbol for health, right? Medicine is those two. They're kind of dragons, right? With their tails all intertwined, which also comes from the Sumerians, by the way.
Right. Speaking of intertwined, doesn't have that the medical symbol have some relevance to some alien shit too?
I don't know. That's what the Sumerians say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's what they say. They also say it's also symbolic of the double helix of DNA.
Right.
How
Right. That's
the
what I was.
DNA work.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Chromosomes and stuff. I don't know. That's what they say. So it's not like, believing in aliens is a new thing. Most religions.
They've been here.
What happened?
They've been here.
You think so, right?
Yeah.
So many
So they're
ancient
living among us?
civilizations.
Definitely.
You think there's
I think-
reptilians, bro?
I think that they're living
lizard
in
eyes?
like in the earth.
When they do the lizard eye thing, bro, they're
Yeah.
Like how they say like the government people are like the
Yeah.
lizard people.
like I remember when Louis C.K. asked Donald Rumsfeld
That
if he
was
was a
right.
lizard. And he was like, but he never said no.
No, but come on, are you a lizard?
He said at no point did he say no. What he said was, imagine, I go out to dinner with my wife and kids. This is what Donald Rumsfeld's answer was. Imagine, I go out to dinner with my wife, and people come up to me and they say, oh, Mr. Rumsfeld, we love you, this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 and they offer to buy me dinner. He goes, now, could you imagine if I was to be that same person that did that and then answer a question like what you said? He's like, you could just say no, man.
He could just say no.
Why
Exactly.
can't you just say no, man? You know what I mean? He's like, maybe there's some rule where they can't lie to you. And he was on the phone. So he was like, he's probably sitting there with like, his big lizard feet flopping over and green skin and like eyes and all giant tongue and shit. Like, yeah, man. Like, now listen, could you imagine if I was to answer that question?
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Probably is a lizard.
Yeah, he is.
There's that guy, David Icke, that's on the internet that's been saying for years the whole royal family is all lizard people, shape-shifting reptilians.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
Oh yeah, he's a kook, but I don't know. What do I know? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you look into it, yeah, he's kind of kooky.
Just a little bit.
He's like their Alex. He's like
bit.
he's like the Alex Jones of England, but he's he's on this reptilian thing.
The Alex Jones.
They're all aliens that control us. There's different types of aliens that control us, and that's why we go to war, because the different aliens that control us on this planet are at war. They use us as soldiers, as all chess pieces.
Right.
But they're all different types of aliens, continuing a war from Andromeda or something, Andromeda Galaxy or something. Which sounds kooky. Sounds kooky.
You guys
A
are
bit.
pawns.
A little bit. Huh?
He's the queen.
I'm the queen?
Like
Of course.
everything.
Remember that, I was born in the Bronx. Queens.
Brooklyn is the king.
Brooklyn is King County. And Queens is Queens County. But the Bronx is Bronx County.
That's the pump.
Bronx thing.
The Bronx, not the Brooklyn. All right, that
Because
was
the Bronx was owned by one family called the Bronx. It was a farm, BRONCKS.
Bronx.
That was their name. Bronx, like Daniel Bronx, or something like that. And they used to call the whole farm the Bronx Farm. That's how I got the name the Bronx. I don't know how Brooklyn got its name.
The more
of
you
Cavans.
know.
That was the best dudes on earth there.
Yeah, man, it was a bunch of hipsters back in the dawn of time. Before the Brooklyn Bridge, the Indians.
Come on now.
What, no?
No.
Brooklyn's alright. Brooklyn and the Bronx are like cousins, but everybody don't like Queens.
Yeah.
Quincy is just like quiet.
Queens is quiet, but the Bronx is cool because the Bronx is very similar to there's certain areas in the Bronx that are very similar to certain areas in Brooklyn. But that's just New York neighborhood stuff that nobody cares about. But the Bronx is obviously better.
The Bronx
because
still confuses me, man. I lived
the
here
Bronx
all
at
my
least
life.
have the Yankees,
No.
and Brooklyn have the Nets.
We also have the Knicks.
No, Manhattan has the Knicks.
Yeah.
They get your borough straight.
I don't play ball.
Nigga Bocas.
Well, that's stereotypical.
I'm just saying.
Just saying. Let's not be stereotypical.
I play baseball.
So you must like the Yankees.
I love the Yankees.
See?
My team.
But if you were in Queens,
You like the
you have
Mets?
to like the Mets. And you speak Spanish. Like the Mets. You speak Spanish?
No.
You
Un
Puerto Rican?
poquito?
No.
Un poquito, por favor.
No.
Adobo tu polo?
Un rollo de pollo.
Arroz con polo?
Cuchi frito. No, cuchi frito.
Isn't that where you get food though?
You want to get Mexican food? Taco? Speak taco?
Taco.
Carnitas?
Is that
Kind of like
those?
carnitas
Yeah.
tacos? And carne asada tacos?
Yeah.
And pollo tacos?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
See?
Rollo pollo, man.
Oh
You want
my
some
God.
rollo de pollo, bro? That's what's up.
Yeah, we're pollo up here in the Bronx.
Yeah, man, that's where it was. Listen, that's where it started. What you talking about? Rollo de pollo started in the Bronx, bro. Especially with the olives and the capers.
Man.
That's from the Bronx, bro. Straight up.
Yeah.
Like hip hop.
Okay, y'all have that.
Started in the Bronx.
Y'all have
I'm
that.
not saying some of the best in the world don't come from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But some of the best in the world come from Long Island. Some of the best in the world come from the Bronx. Some of the best in the world. You tell me Big Pun not as good as everybody else. There's people that are better than Big Pun. You could argue that, but you can't say there's too many people better.
His son Chris Rivers is dope too.
He is. But you know, a cool Herc started.
If you had a top 5 all-time hip-hop artists, who would it be
Top 5 all
right
time.
now?
Like artist?
Yeah.
Wow.
Me? You want to go around the table? You want to go first, or you obviously you want to say something? So you want me to go first? I'll go first.
I was just making
I'll come up top of my
conversation.
head.
You know what I mean? I was just making
5.
conversation.
I could go from the top down. Number 1 is Rakim.
Alright.
Number 2.
I already, we're gonna agree.
Number 2 is Biggie Smalls. Number 3 is Darryl McDaniels. Say what you want. Okay? Number 4, that's me. Run DMC is my shit, though. Number 4,
I'm laughing because I'm thinking of my answers and I'm way far off.
I want to say,
I'm going G-Rap for number 4.
I want to say could be Nas. I want to say could be Nas. I want to say could be Eminem.
Oh God.
Eminem, really?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it could be Eminem, man. I want to say could be, I'm biased against mostly East Coast people. There's not really too many West Coast people that I would even consider. As I'm thinking, I'm just trying to think, you know what I mean?
What
Maybe
about
Kendrick.
Yeah.
Tupac? You're not gonna.
Kendrick. Tupac is East.
What? I think Tupac and Biggie just go together.
You know, a
Yeah,
lot of
you
people
kinda-
do. A lot of people do. I don't.
That's my
It's not-
theory right
I
there.
like. I like
Tupac,
Run
Biggie,
DMC
Kendrick.
more than I like Tupac as a rapper.
As a rapper or like, okay, yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm older than you, so Run DMC. Without Run DMC, there would be nothing.
There would be no
I'm telling you right now.
It's like
Run
that.
DMC would be
And that's the
nothing.
way.
Run DMC mixed rock and roll with rap way before Aerosmith. And King of Rock is a rock song with rap in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The first rap song is Rapture by Blondie with Fab Five Freddy. That's considered the first real rap record. Okay? But then you had the Treacherous 3, you had Sugar Hill Gang, you had all of these people back in the day. And then from that was birthed new school hip hop, which was Rakim. That's when I started going with Run DMC, Rakim, Kool Moe D, what's his name? Big Daddy Kane. How did you say Big Daddy
Oh yeah.
Kane's not one of the
Oh
best
my
ever?
God, that's right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my
I don't
God.
know, right? How could you?
It's rough, man. That's so rough.
I don't know.
So, well, like, I'm a younger generation than
Right.
you guys, so.
So that's true. So who would you say? I mean, would you consider any of them? Is Biggie? Is Rakim? Do you even care about Rakim? I remember when he was young, I made him listen to Rakim, and he was like, "That sounds so old school."
Alright.
That's when you were a little fat girl, and you were like, "That sounds like if I was to put on old school, that would come on."
Alright. Nah, I didn't talk like that, but I was younger.
It sounded like that to me.
But I don't listen to Rakim. I don't know if you do listen to
Like
Rakim.
EPMD.
I mean, I-
What'd you put
heard
up in? Like the 18th letter, what, a newer one? Or?
No, I put on, I don't remember, probably Microphone Fiend or, you know, oh, yeah, cool, but I don't get upset. I kick a hole in the speaker, put the plug in that jet. Back
We
to
were
the
talking about
ride.
probably when I was like 7, 8, like.
No, you were a little boy then. I'm talking when you were a little fat girl. You must have been like 11 or 12. Remember you little fat girl? You're like 11 or 12? And you're like, ah, God. What about this? And I was like, did you ever hear of fucking... I think I put you on that weekend to Machine Gun Kelly and what's his name? The guy that killed himself. Mac Miller.
Oh, yeah, Mac Miller.
Alright, wait.
And then I put you on to...
You did not put me on the Mac Miller.
I think I did.
No, I promise you.
I'm pretty sure I did. Because I like him more than Machine Gun Kelly, obviously.
Me too.
Well, that's obvious.
MGK.
And then I think I tried to turn you on to battle rap at that point. So that had to be like 2011, 2012.
Probably. I think 2012.
So, but if that's what we're discussing, that's, so who's your five?
Tupac, Biggie, obviously.
Okay.
I don't know how y'all didn't say them though.
I said
I did.
I said Biggie's number 2.
And I have to put I have to agree with him in that you have to
Tupac
count.
and Biggie.
It almost counts as one.
That's fine.
Can that count as
You
one?
can't
Tupac,
argue.
Biggie as
I don't know if y'all
No,
want to.
you can't. It's not one at 2A and 2B.
yeah, it's
And then
it's-
Kendrick, I was gonna give it to Kendrick.
Okay.
But then for me, it goes like Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne has a full body of music.
Of course.
Right now, there's only a small slither that I would consider to be worthy of being that good. And I think a lot of it might have to be with production, but that's just my opinion. But you're allowed. But I have an opinion on, Lil Wayne. He's good. He makes good songs, party jump offs and all of that, and it's good.
And then Kanye.
Okay, I can see that. I can't argue with that too much.
Then I don't know who would fit.
He's also a great producer, Kanye. Jay-Z's best albums, I think, were Kanye's albums.
I don't know about fifth.
But there's another... there's got to be another new school guy, right, that you would feel?
If we're talking new school,
I don't know. I'm asking you. Because I'm saying, like my thing that I call my own that nobody ever says is Run DMC, right? But Darren McDaniel's a pretty dope fucking rapper, dude. I mean, Peter Piper and those songs are fire, bro. Still fire, bro. I don't know. So you tell me, who is your, that's my personal. I know, everybody wants to say Tupac. I like Tupac. I don't think he's one of the greatest rappers ever. I think he had some good songs. I don't like all of them. I think he was a phenomenal rapper. He was a phenomenal actor. He probably could have been a model. He was a good-looking dude. He had a certain definite look. He had a certain charisma. He could have been a politician. He could have been a lot of things. He chose to be an artist in different ways, and that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And write poetry and all of that shit. But was he the greatest rapper of all? In my opinion,
He was one.
No. In my opinion, he doesn't make my top 5. So.
What do you got?
So who's your 5th?
Who did I just say?
You didn't, did you?
Did you say Riff Raff?
Nah, I did not say that. Don't do that.
Are you sure?
Oh wait, no, because you said if there was a new school guy that I would have to say it would be the YBN Corday guy I put y'all onto. Because if y'all listen, because
you said off of one album, top 5 Dead or Alive, and that's just off one LP. And it wasn't even as fire as his freestyle. That would be like me saying Daylight or any other battle rapper.
You didn't hear the album.
Yeah, you ain't hear the album.
Fact, I'm not.
You see?
That's a good point. I'm not saying that, but you yourself said it wasn't as good as that freestyle that we heard. That's what you said. Oh, I said, because I asked you, any songs sound like that? Because I really like that feel and that vibe and that flow at the end of that third beat that Funk Flex put on. So yeah, all right. So yeah, all right. I'm sorry.
So is that it? Is that what it's gonna
That's
be?
my 5th
All right.
if I'm picking new school.
What about what's his name? Pee Wee. What the hell's his name? Pee Wee Longshot. What's his name? I like him. That doesn't matter. Go ahead. No, I'm serious. He's a little guy. I can't think of his name. I'm hot.
I got
That's brought to you by Wedding King.
Biggie, Pac, Nas. No, I'm sorry.
That's pretty old school for you, though.
Biggie, Pac.
Nas is, I can see Nas on there.
Yeah, Nas is just like my 6. It's just like Biggie, Pac, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, and new school.
I mean, don't have to be.
Like newer.
No, don't have to be. I'm just saying that's a standard list that everybody said.
Right.
J. Cole.
I can see that. I can see that. He's definitely one of the top 5 guys out right now. He might be number 1 right now. Kendrick, him. Kendrick really still put on music, probably.
Do y'all like Big Sean?
Big Sean is.
He's
definitely
okay. He's okay.
Up there.
You know, like it depends. For me, you either gotta have a message, but I like depth. So there's gotta be something there other than just he can rap. A lot of people can rap. You know, a lot of people can rap. But like Run DMC, you could say they were just rapping. But those songs at the time, it was monumental. There would be no hip hop if it wasn't for Run DMC. I'm sorry.
True. No, it's true.
In my opinion, it would never be mainstream without Run DMC. They had the formula for making it mainstream. They were marketable, they were charismatic, and they were happy. They were just, it was like a lot of party jump offs, a lot of things that made you feel what hip hop is supposed to be about, which is making you feel good.
There was a great leap between like a Sugar Hill Gang to them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
yeah.
The sound was just completely.
Yeah, because it went from that dibbit, the baba, the bit,
Exactly.
the baba, the dabba, the
Right.
dibba, dabba, the boop, boop, bada, the deep, boop, bada.
So they might be responsible.
So that
for
was
it.
old school rap, and then that's why Run DMC was considered new school. That's what they used to say.
Right.
You know. So and then everything evolves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That would be interesting.
But at least you guys are open to listen to, you know, older
Music
stuff.
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, for me, Rakim was number
That's
one
not-
because he had it all. He had the vocal, he had the voice, he had the flow that he could flow over different types of beats. He could say fire shit. He had depth in what he said. He preached a lot. He was I don't know if he was into comedic. He was definitely into
He's
comedic
intelligent.
science and shit like that. But he was the first. He was the first one to say anything that I, as a young Italian kid in the Bronx, was like, what? What is he talking about? And you know, African, they don't teach us this in school, so let me look this up. And we had encyclopedias, and we had to look it up and all of this stuff. And that's how you learn stuff. And you're like, oh, well, that's what is important. So that's why, to me, it was like he's doing that, and he's making great songs. And I got smoke in my eye.
They're like,
Oh, I wonder if the
they're
smoke
like,
is
you mean you had to
coming
read a book?
through. See, a book. A book?
What's an encyclopedia?
A
What's
book
that?
was kind of like this, but a big one. And in there was all this finely cut paper
Right.
with very small printed words.
And his
on it.
pops used to sell them door to door.
And you had to read him. He was a good man. My father, he's out there right now selling encyclopedias door to door somewhere. He'll be home soon. My mom says that he'll be home soon. He says he's got to get cigarettes after he gets off work, and he'll be home soon. She's been saying that for a while. So,
Okay.
but that's what I think. I don't know about aliens in hip hop.
I don't know if they
Are
like.
there
aliens
Yo,
are
Jay-Z gotta be an alien, son.
Well, I was thinking
Or
definitely.
Pharrell's kind
But
of
he kinda
alien. He
looks-
kind of has those
No, I'm
looks.
just saying that
He
man
looks
don't
like
eat.
a half a cricket. Him and Spike Lee are the same race of cricket, I think. But I'm just saying, it's very possible. But how could you not say fucking Outkast is aliens?
Yeah.
I mean,
Big boy.
yeah, bro. They fly on. Those guys are definitely aliens, bro. Didn't they have an album called ATL Alien or something like
De La
that?
Soul were aliens for sure.
De La Soul could
Soul.
have been aliens, but y'all don't know about De La Soul.
That
That was the beginning of.
It's okay, research
of, like, hippie hop, trip hop. It was like hippie hip hop. They were like all into peace and love, and at that time, PM Dawn was out, which was kind of hip hoppy and New Jack Swing, a lot of stuff out.
PM
Throughout-
did something with Biggie too, I think, right?
Hip hop went through a lot of evolutions, and not all of them were so great. But De La Soul was one of them. De La Soul was pretty good.
Me, myself, I'm still stuck in the 90s.
Me, Myself, and I.
Yes. Me, myself, and I.
That's the name for De La Soul.
What do you think about the new generation stuff?
My exposure is very limited. I limit my exposure because I don't like the media. So unless it's YouTube or some sort of independent thing, and I like battle rap a lot. I like things with depth, and double entendre, triple entendre, wordplay, so performance, and I find all that in battle rap. So I watch that a lot. Might be limited to that, but I find that when I listen to regular rap, not so great. The last really good rap album that I heard and I don't really listen to too much. The Eminem one was fire, bro.
Which one, the newer one?
Yeah, Kamikaze.
Kamikaze?
Yeah.
Kamikaze was fire, bro. There was at least 3 or 4 songs on there that were insane. And I thought the joint that he dropped before that, Chloroseptic, that was ridiculous. The one that he did with Royce the 5'9", Caterpillar, that's insane. That song is insane. He goes ape, he goes ham on the end of that song. The end of Chloroseptic too, even the one with 2 Chainz, I think it's fire. I don't mind it. That guy Fresher, he does alright, you know.
I like that one.
You know, that's a fire song. I don't know. I mean, but a lot of people are hating on Eminem, and I know Lord Jamal's all over the internet saying that he's a guest in the house of hip hop. I don't know, Lord Jamal. I think you kind of a guest in the house of hip hop too, just because you're black. I mean, you was with not Leaders in the New School. Who was he with? I don't remember. They were one of those. They had a fire album once.
Jungle, not the Jungle.
Nah, I forget who they were with. I forget who he was with, but he was good. You know what I'm saying? But for him to, I mean, he had one fire album, and you don't really do too much after that. And Eminem's the guest of hip hop, and put on 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? So how are you gonna say that he's a guest in the house of hip hop when he's hip hop? He's done. The only thing that's not hip hop about him is he's white. I don't know.
Right.
That's a little fucked up to say.
It's kind of unfair.
That's a little
I
fucked
think that's
up
why
to say.
MGK is underrated.
That and he's one dimensional. He doesn't have the right. It's fucked up to say it, right? And that's a reason why you could dislike somebody just because of their voice. Just don't like their voice. He's one of those guys. I mean, he don't have the greatest voice for rap. So to combat that, you have. I mean, there are guys that are phenomenal rappers. They just don't have the chemistry. And he's lacking in that. But he was a great actor. Did you see him in the Motley Crue movie? He played Tommy Lee in the Motley Crue
I have
movie.
to see that too.
It was great. I didn't even know it was him. It was great. He was great. Listen, he's great. He's very talented. But I don't know, as MGK the rapper,
Not so much.
it's kind of hard when you come with a certain persona that's that way and you're really multi-dimensionally talented. It's hard because that's not really, I don't think, even his strongest area.
We'll see with his next album.
We'll see. I mean, but you think he beat Eminem in that little battle? I mean, Eminem washed him.
You sound like a hell no.
Eminem washed him.
I mean, it was cool, but you know.
It was fun. It was entertaining.
Oh, for sure. It was good to be part of it. And the fact that he came out and did that even shows a lot of balls. But
Yeah. It was... He didn't win.
it wasn't even like the LL Cannabis situation where LL Cool J did it because even if the second diss track wasn't great, even if you think Cannabis was better, LL's song was on the radio all the time.
Yeah.
The only time they played Cannabis was right after LL's to talk about it so that people would be in context so that something.
You guys know about that battle?
No.
Oh.
You should
Well,
look that up.
when we come back.
When we come back, we might, we know what we'll do? We'll let them watch it, and I'll tell them the story. And then when we come back for the next part of the video, we'll have what they feel, how they feel about it. All right?
No.
But for now, deuces, and we'll be back shortly, and wait for the next episode. Thank you. All right, we're back. We didn't have pizza while we were watching the videos. We showed them the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 video with Cannabis and LL Cool J, and then we played them the second round knockout video and the LL Cool J video after that. So we've been gone for a couple of minutes, and the guys think what?
I think LL Cool J kind of dragged it, but his first verse was fire, and that like the diss towards him.
Right.
And then the second video, like the guy, what was
The
it?
retort,
Cannabis?
Cannabis?
Right.
Yes, it was weak.
No, that's true. What do you think?
Yeah, LL Cool J came at his dome. Like, definitely, his verse was fire.
I think the beat, lyrics matter, but the beat has a lot to do with it too, and the fucking
Yeah.
song itself is just kind of trash, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, later in history, little known fact that most people don't know, Cannabis battled in the Battle Rap League, King of the Dot, against a guy named Disaster. And Disaster destroyed, he washed him.
Disaster
Cannabis
struck.
pulled out his rhyme book
Right.
and he started screaming that I got 50 pages of rhymes on this motherfucker. Y'all want to hear my rhymes or not? And the crowd was like, no We don't. That's not what battle rap is about.
That's right.
That's not what the new modern era of battle rap is about. Acapella, 3 rounds, all of that. That's not what it's about.
No.
But he choked all 3 rounds. I think they only went 2 rounds, and he couldn't remember anything. So, and then Disaster destroyed him. And Disaster is
Drop a comment if you watch battle raps at all.
man.
And who's your favorite?
And who's your favorite? Yeah.
Or I'll do. We can do a podcast just on battle
On
rap.
battle raps.
You know, at some point. I know other people that like battle rap too, so maybe we can bring other people that want to talk about it. Ryan likes battle rap, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
RJ, not really so much. Ralph, not really so much. But, you know, whatever. We could do that if that's what people want to talk about. So I don't know what else. If there's anything else we want to talk about, we could say goodbye. We could say watch our older videos, watch our unboxing videos.
Watch all of
Check
them.
out Steven Spliff on SoundCloud. You want to give them a SoundCloud? Just get real close up into that camera because I think we kind of adjusted it too far. You can get in front of me, guys.
No, that's cool.
But you know,
Nah, we're cool. The SoundCloud is just Steven Spliff, Instagram Steven Spliff, and Twitter I think it's just Steven Spliff too.
Steven Stefan Howe. STEVEN.
STEVN
there you
Spliff. SPLIFF.
And Rod Digger, you want to say?
No, that's okay.
No?
No.
White chocolate? What was it? Sexual chocolate?
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
That boy good.
That boy
That
good.
boy good.
I'm good.
That boy good. So anyway, we're HeadRoom, space between your ears. This is what we do. We get lifted and we talk about shit, and that's what it's all about. So if you're interested, drop a note, a comment, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the notification bell, join the notification gang,
Let it do it.
Do it.
and let it do what it do. Thank you very much.
Subscribe,
Peace
comment.
out.
Doubt.
Peace out.